What's going on YouTube? We are back with another video, bro. And bro, today, like I said last video, coming at y'all with a horror reaction video, you feel me? And this video, bro, basically, like I said before when I was doing a horror film reactions, I said I'm gonna switch it up and just start doing like horror stuff in general, cause I just like scary stuff, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I want to do horror stuff in general since. And another thing why I say that, because even though I like other stuff like anime and stuff, bro, I can't react to stuff like that because I'm gonna get copyrighted, bro, for something reason. Well, I already know what reason I'm gonna get copyrighted for, but I probably am gonna do like anime, Marvel, talk to basically and stuff like that. But as far as like showing like clips and stuff, like I can't do that because they're gonna freaking dang on copyright my video. But I did say the last video that we gonna be over here reacting to like horror stories instead of horror films, or basically people tell stories or like true stories and stuff like that. Because those videos now be the ones that scare most of the film. I just can't find no good film that actually scared me. I don't know why. I be trying to look for one, I can't find no good one. But the person that we're gonna be reacting to today, we're gonna probably gonna react to probably like one. I might squeeze in like some horror films into here, but the video is from Mr. Nightmare, but his video will be like 24 minutes long, so we might just react to his video at the end. But if I feel like still reacting, so we might slide in like some slight horror films if I can find any and react to those too. But anyways, enough talking, bro. Without further ado, the video we're gonna be watching today is 4 very scary true night shield horror stories. And like I said, let me go ahead and click on it, matter of fact. And like I said, it's by Mr. Nightmare, you feel me? I ain't gonna subscribe on this page. I'm gonna subscribe to my other page. And let me switch my channels. Alright, y'all. I'm scared out of my mind. But we're gonna go ahead and get right into it, you feel me? I'm ready to react to some more horror stuff anyway.
My name is Thomas. I've been working
Thomas. What's up,
at
Thomas?
a local Burger King for about 2 years now. It's not glamorous, but it pays rent and the hours work for me. I'm a night owl anyway, so being behind the drive-thru window from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. doesn't bother me the way it would most people.
Oh yeah, another reason why we're reacting to this one, because me myself, most of my life I've been working night shift, bro. Well, every job I had, I've been working night shift, and I actually got to work night shift tomorrow. Actually, do I prefer a night shift? Only thing I prefer about night shift that I get to chill a little bit before I go to work. Like it feel different. Like it feel like I'm fully like rejuvenated and ready to go when I go work on night shift. And then when I work in morning shift, I just be dragging going in. But I would prefer morning shift. The only reason is because for when you get down there your whole day, right after you get off, I was gonna say that's the only reason I prefer morning shift over dang on night shift. The only thing about a night shift is, like I said, like you be jubilated, you be ready to go, you go in. Like you ain't dragging in there or anything unless you were up like all night and then you did even go to sleep before you had to go to work. Then that's your fault. But I tend to like both, but if I would prefer working morning shift every day, I'll work morning shift every day, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'd rather work morning shift every day.
This all started maybe a month ago. I was working the drive-thru solo. We're usually understaffed after midnight, and that's when a car pulled up to the speaker. Male voice, pretty unremarkable. He ordered a large double Whopper with cheese meal with a Coke. It was pretty standard.
Bro, I know I keep pausing if you ain't barring it, bro. That double Whopper at freaking Burger King be here when you hungry, bro. I don't mind going there to get a double Whopper. Only thing is, okay, bro, it's good to have your food hot. When it's too hot, bro, it's like I can't taste it. Cause sometimes I get a double Whopper and my junk they just got this junk done, cooking the junk, and that junk be so hot, bro. Maybe it's just me. Like people like that food like real hot because they know it just got done. Me, I like my food cool off a little bit. It's like I can't even taste it when it's real hot. Or unless I'm sure. Y'all let me know if y'all the same way with somebody like that too. Because me personally, when I eat hot stuff, bro, And this is like hot stuff, like spicy stuff, and hot stuff like it just got the grill. Like I can't eat it because when it just got the grill, I can't really taste the flavors for real. And what's it called with spicy? I can't taste the flavors in. I don't see how y'all be eating spicy stuff though. Now I like spicy a little bit in my food, but when it's like overwhelming, I don't want it no more.
Notable thing about the
My girlfriend loves some spicy stuff. I don't see how she do. I can't eat spicy stuff like that.
Was when he went to pay, he only rolled the window down just enough to slide his card through, and his windows were tinted so I couldn't see his face.
What the?
He paid and I handed him his receipt.
That's weird.
Then he just drove off, like without stopping at the second window to grab his food. I waited there with his bag for a few minutes, wondering if he'd be coming back. Eventually, I just set the order aside and ended up eating it later. People do weird stuff sometimes, so I didn't think about it too much. About a week later, it happened again.
Yeah, you said when you pay for food, you just drive over like that. And even if you, like, bro, you really can't even forget that like that. Like, if you that hungry, bro, how freak are you going to forget that you dad go got food? I just order food. Let's see, doing it on purpose. Like, what good or enough reason when you had to be doing that?
It was the same order.
Let's see, you just doing that to complain. He might be doing it to complain, to be honest.
And drove off before picking up the food. I remember thinking, that's strange. Someone did the exact same thing last week. But I wasn't quite able to connect the dots at that point. I just figured it was a coincidence. It wasn't until it happened a third time that I realized it was the same person making these orders. At that point, I knew something weird was going on, but I wasn't going to complain. The food was made, paid for, and I was the one who got to enjoy it. So I kept eating the free Whopper meals and tried not to think too hard about why some random dude was essentially buying me dinner every few days. This went on for a few more weeks. The guy would show up every 4 or 5 days, always late, usually between...
My fault, y'all. I was looking for something. Y'all, look. I always got key this beside me, but I got me. So what somebody gave me this at work. They were passing out. They gave me a little Jesus thing. I don't drop it. Can't be dropping Jesus. They gave me a little Jesus thing. I need to kill myself because it's a reminder that I need to get my life right. We all like human, we sinners. Like want to begin with. So I just keep it around. Just remind me, like when I fall short, like, I need to get back into like reading my Bible and everything. This is that. And also, I need to keep it right now because I'm watching something scary. I definitely put it by my side mostly right now. I'll bring the Bible over here too. I need every heavenly protection right now.
1 and 3 a.m. and always with the same order. I started to almost look forward to it in a weird way. Like, oh, it's been a few days.
I'll pause one more time. This is my last time pausing. Well, I ain't gonna say my last time pausing, but we're gonna actually get through the dang story before I keep pausing too much.
Mysterious benefactor is gonna show up tonight. One night, I was working the speaker at around 2 a.m. when I heard that familiar voice through the speaker. I knew what was about to happen, and I was right. He ordered the same meal, which I knew I'd be eating. But this time, he said something else. Something that made me freeze up. He said, and I'll never forget this, "I hope you've been enjoying those Whoppers, Mr. Hurley." My last name is Hurley. I don't wear a name tag with my last name on it. It's not posted anywhere customers can see. There's no reason at all that this guy should know my last name. I just stood there for a second, not saying anything. My brain couldn't catch up. Then I started talking into the speaker, asking who this was, what he wanted, and how he knew my name. I must have said "who is this" 4 or 5 times, but he never answered. And this time, he didn't even pull up to pay. I heard his engine rev, and then he was gone. I was rattled for the rest of my shift. There was nothing I could do, but I couldn't shake the feeling that something was very, very wrong. Little did I know, things were about to get much worse. When I got home after my shift, I found a note on my doorstep. It was a handwritten note that said, "I know what you did. You have 3 days." I just stood there staring at it with my hand shaking.
Bro.
I started feeling...
Bro. So, I know we get for this. So, I hope this dude actually like trying to think about what he did. But what can he possibly have done to this dude? Then for one, he's taking the initiative out of his time to freaking look for you at, to learn your name. This is that. He know where you stay at. This is that. Bro, what the freak did you do to this dude? You had to do something. There's no way. Imagine if somebody slammed from when this dude in middle school or something, and he probably did something to the dude back, slam back in middle school. This dude trying to get back. Y'all done seen that? What's you call a show called His and Hers?
Really sick, like someone had punched me in the gut. I have no idea what I supposedly did. I've been racking my brain trying to think of anything that could explain this, but I've got nothing. This sounds so stupid, but I don't have enemies or secrets. I'm a 24-year-old guy that works at Burger King.
How you know?
Plays video games on his days off. I'm not
How you know he ain't did nothing to pass?
Life. I didn't sleep that night. Instead, I just sat on my couch with the lights on, dreading whatever was gonna happen.
But I keep looking behind me. Bro, I might, you know what? I'm a bitch. I'm turning my light on. I can't do it, bro. But I be paranoid, bro. I be feeling like people behind me.
But nothing happened. I had no choice but to just move on. It turned out I wouldn't have to wait that long, because the next night at work, that guy was back. This time,
I'm not a bitch. I'm turning it on. I ain't scared of nothing. Face my fears. Got it.
he didn't even bother playing games. Instead of ordering food, he just asked me to write something down.
Write something down?
Before I could even respond, he gave me an address. It was some random place on the outskirts of town, in an area I didn't recognize. And then he told me I had 2 days to deliver him $10,000.
Huh?
I damn near laughed at that. I didn't think he was serious, but he clearly wasn't kidding. As soon as he drove off, I immediately went back to being terrified. There was absolutely no way I'd be giving that guy $10,000. I didn't even have $10,000. I still don't. So I decided to ignore it. I figured it had to be some elaborate scam or prank from someone I knew. I should have called the police right then, but I didn't even think of that. 3 nights later, I thought things were over. I hadn't dropped any money off, and nothing had happened. But of course, I was wrong. I was sitting there watching TV, winding down from my shift, when out of nowhere, I was jolted up by the sound of shattering glass. I hit the floor on instinct, thinking someone was shooting at me. But when I finally got up and looked around, I realized someone had just thrown a rock through my window. By the time I went to look outside, whoever had been there was long gone. This time, I called the police. I told them everything, including the address I had been given, and they said they'd check it out and told me to stay vigilant. They really—
I'll be real, bro. If I didn't know who the person was, and they ain't gone, on top of that, I don't feel like I really did anything, and this dude could possibly be a weirdo over here asking me for $10,000, bro, and no matter where I go, and as soon as I get home, I'm keeping a blicky on me, bro. But y'all see that video? I think it was a football player. I don't remember his name. I might find a video because I think I seen it on TikTok. This dude literally told us that he called the police, or he called dispatch people. He told them, is that what you call it, dispatch people? I don't know. But he literally called them, and he was telling them like, hey, if the dude come in this house, like someone's breaking my house, if he comes to my house, I'm blowing his brains out. And can you get arrested for that? People in the comments would say you could. Like, they got to be like in your area, like where you at. But at the same time, can you tell they did, they walked through the door. But if they didn't pay out really bad at video, they gonna tell this dude to go, can you go hide somewhere or something like that? Like, bro, you think I'm about to hide somewhere at my house? No, stop it. You go, I'm the threat now. Once you walk in here, you think I might be scared of you? No, you might be scared of me. Are you not making it out, or when you do make it out, you gonna be scared for your life?
Didn't do much. They just told me they'd patrol the area a little more closely, and that without any doorstep footage, which I obviously don't have, there was nothing they could do. and that was 3 days ago. I've called in sick to work the last 3 nights, but I don't even think that's going to do anything since the guy clearly knows where I live. I can't afford to not work, and I can't afford to move, so I'm stuck in this nightmare until the police can track that person down. I think I might try getting them to track the credit card number that the guy used to pay for the Whopper meals, but other than that, I'm not really sure what to do. Why I got targeted, I have no idea. Hopefully things don't escalate from here.
Hey, bro, that's how the story ends. So do we get an update? Did they ever find the dude? Or you just, like, bro, they gotta be the most scary thing they ever. There's no closure of the internet. Like, bro, this dude really hit his ass on. Hopefully they'll find this dude, or this is it. All this dude stays in the same place because he's talking about he can't afford to go nowhere else, bro. And then it ended. It just ended. So is there any updates? I gotta look at this dude's name and see, cause there's no way that it is like that.
I graduated from college about 8 months ago with a degree in communications, which, as I'm sure you can imagine, has been incredibly useful in helping me secure gainful employment. That's sarcasm, by the way. I'm still living with my parents, and I haven't been able to find a real job yet, so I'm off to a great start. In the meantime, I drive for Uber and Uber Eats, sometimes both in the same night, depending on what's popping. It's not a career, but it's money, and it lets me feel like I'm doing something productive while I figure my life out.
Real?
That sounds kind of pathetic,
I ain't mad at it.
but it's what I've got right now. I drive mostly on weekend nights, Friday and Saturday, usually from around 9 p.m. until 2 or 3 in the morning. That's when the surge pricing kicks in and the drunk college kids need rides home from the bars downtown. It's not technically a night shift, but it feels like one.
Might as well call it
A
one.
few weeks ago. It was a Saturday night, maybe around 1:30, and I was about ready to call it. I was about to turn off the app when one more request came through. The pickup was downtown, which was fine, but the drop-off location was really far away, past the suburbs even.
You better be paying
I
me.
almost declined it for that reason, but the fare was too good. The girl I picked up was completely normal. The drive took about 40 minutes. By the time I dropped her off, it was past 2. And then I was alone, out in the middle of absolutely nowhere.
What
with a
the?
40-minute drive back to civilization. I turned the car around and started heading home.
Bro,
Not 10 minutes in.
I gotta tell y'all this story, bro. Well, nothing really happened, bro. Stuff like this terrified me. Bro, I remember one time my brother, I forgot, I think I went, did I go to pick him up? I think I went to pick him up. I didn't went to bring him something or pick him up. I was driving to this place where I stay at. I ain't gonna put a name out there. Oh, shit, I put it there. It didn't really matter. the place called Canita, bro. I was driving to Canita. Wherever my brother was, the place that he was at, it was literally out in the middle of nowhere, bro. When I tell y'all, I was just driving and driving and driving. Next thing you know, the Jeep was telling me to turn on that dirt road. So I turned on the dirt road, and I keep going straight. And I guess the GPS was just leading me the wrong way, so I just stopped. Like, bro, and the place where I stopped at, bro, his lady was a big tail tractor that's in my car. And it was a big tail born right in front of me, bro. When I tell you I ain't haul tail out of there so fast, bro, but I don't know if it's me. I just watched too many daggone true crimes and stuff, or like horror stuff too much. But bro, I'm not trying to get caught up. You tell me there's a big tail tractor out here, the born out in the middle of nowhere in this pitch black. But I kid you not, probably about like, it had to been like 10 or 11 o'clock at night, bro. Frick no, I'm out of there. Second story that happened, bro. I was driving with some of my girlfriend. I guess we were looking for our mama, basically, because she went out with somebody, and they were out at a lake for some reason. I don't know why they're out at a lake by themselves, but we went out. We went out there to look for them, bro. Once again, when we went out there to look for them, we driving on the dirt road and stuff. Bro, I'm just thinking, I'm like, bro, out of all places they could have hang out. For one, it's already, I think it's about 10 o'clock then, like 10, 11 o'clock. Out of all places they could have been there. Why the freak are y'all out in the middle of freaking nowhere at a pond? So they already set us on alert mode. Me and my girlfriend, we on alert mode, like, no, freaking no, this ain't sun ain't right. So we hardtail down there, bro. I say we live in the middle of nowhere, bro. That dirt path literally drives through a dang old trailer park. Then it goes through, like, bro, it look like this. Like, what this picture look like? This is exactly what we were driving through straight. Then we hit like a left again. Do a little U-turn, because it was a dead end right there, so we couldn't go that way, no way. Did a whole U-turn, turn around, and this is where they were at LA. I'm like, bro, I don't know what it is, like, driving on dirt roads with a bunch of trees and everywhere, no street lights, nothing. It's just pitch black, bro. I'm not going there on nighttime. I might go there when it's freaking light outside, not doing when it's night. Freaking no, I'm not doing that. That ain't really nothing scary, like nothing really scary happened, but bro, if you really scared of like forests at nighttime or a bunch of trees everywhere at nighttime, bro, if anybody would be scared of that, me. Like, bro, I do not like driving on dirt roads or anything at nighttime, especially when they take you off the main road. Freaking no, now I'm scared for my life.
I saw a car stopped in the middle of the road with its hazards on. I approached cautiously, and I realized there were two people standing in front of the car, waving their arms like they were trying to flag me down. My first instinct was actually not to stop, but I'm someone who can't just ignore a person in need. So against my better judgment, I decided to stop. I stopped the car about 20 feet away from them and rolled my window down a few inches. Just enough to hear them, but not enough for someone to reach inside. It was a middle-aged couple, which actually put me at ease a little. That is, until they started talking. The woman did most of the talking. She had this frantic energy about her, but also something that felt slightly rehearsed, like she'd given the speech before. She said they were warning drivers about a collapsed bridge ahead. She went on to say it happened earlier that day, and they'd almost driven right off themselves. She pointed down the road into the darkness, and said if I kept going that way, I'd end up in the river. So naturally, I asked them what I should do instead. The husband spoke of a turnoff that was about halfway between where we were and the bridge. He said it cut through the woods and that it would add some time to my drive, but it would get me back to the main highway without having to deal with the bridge. I thanked them and started driving. Something felt off. I didn't know what it was, but I knew one thing. I was gonna trust my gut and just...
Bro, it's crazy that he talking about this clearly the other day. But I know, like, this is probably the last story because I don't really got no scary stories like that. Was really the stories that I have don't be scary. It just be like for one, when we driving through the tree, like it give you like an eerie feeling, like a weird feeling. But this one right here, this is what got me scared because one, I was already listening to like horror stories because I don't know why I had. Matter of fact, there was a video about Burger King. I was at Burger King and it was like 10 o'clock at night again. I was over here eating in my car and I would listen to horror stories and stuff. I don't know why. I guess that would set it up. Maybe where he get scared for the fact I was sitting and listening to horror stories. And then I stopped because the horror story had just ended. And I'm just sitting there, I was just looking at the building, like where the mall, where the Burger King was. I was just standing at the mall where I was parked at. And I turned my head. It's just this lady that's sitting at my window waving and stuff. But when I tell you my heart was in my ass. But when I rolled the window down, the lady ended up being a nice lady. She really needed money. I guess she was homeless or something, I think. I ended up giving her a few dollars I had in my wallet. And then what scared me the most, after I gave her the money, I think she was just sad about the fact because I gave her money. She was basically telling you how nobody really did nothing nice to her like that. So she walked around and tried to give me a hug. When she walked around to give me a hug and stuff like that, which helped it a little bit. Boy, I was scared. I was like, what this lady poking me with? What she put something inside me, not go to sleep? What she kill me? What she stab me, shoot me? Something? I don't know what the freak lady got. I don't know what the freak she got going on in the dark outside. I can't really see nothing. But she was friendly. I gave her a hug. I told her who I was and stuff like that. And she asked me who her name was. I asked her who her name was. You a nice lady. But that's the thing, like, with the way the world is, bro, you just can't trust nobody, bro. No matter who it is, people can be playing right in your face, just like what's going on right now. You don't never know if people can legitimately be playing in your face and set you up.
Been intending to go. About a mile down the road.
Now, on top of that, I don't want to make it about race, but the lady was a white lady and I'm black. That's the thing, like, bro. I don't want to always assume, like, when you sit there already, like, automatically assume that if it, as a black person, if it's a white person, they just so-called racist. But there's a lot of people that be undercover racist. They'll act like they cool with you and they get your ass.
Saw the turnoff they'd been talking about. It was this narrow dirt path that disappeared into the trees, and it was.
See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. I don't mess with it.
I decided to keep driving, and a few minutes later,
I don't mess with that.
I slowed down a little, but it was fine. It wasn't collapsed for sure, and it didn't even look damaged at all. I drove across it without any issues and made it back to the main highway a few minutes later. Even though nothing happened, the experience stuck with me to the point where I didn't sleep well that night. I kept thinking about what would have happened if I'd followed that couple's instructions, if I'd turned down that dirt road alone in the middle of the night. A few days later, the curiosity got the better of me and I did something stupid. I drove back out there. It was the middle of the afternoon this time, broad daylight, which made me feel slightly less insane about the whole thing. I retraced my route from that night. Those people weren't there this time, obviously. When I got to the turnoff, that dirt path into the woods, I slowed down and pulled over. To my surprise, there was something new.
Is this an actual, like, picture of the road? Because he is true stories. I'm pretty sure you probably got an actual picture.
There was a sign nailed to a tree right at the entrance of the path that simply said, "Dead End." That sign hadn't been there before. I would have definitely noticed it that night, even in the dark. Someone had put it up in the last few days. I sat in my car for a minute, staring at the path. In the daylight, it didn't look quite as ominous. It was just a narrow dirt road that disappeared into some dense trees. I wanted to explore it a little, but I was worried about my car getting stuck, so I decided to go it on foot. I'm not sure what I was expecting to find, but being daylight out.
This segment is talking about y'all be too curious, bro. You think I run into a situation like that? Like, think about it, bro. You run into a situation like that. Dang on. A couple telling you that, oh, the bridge shut, just broke down, this is that, or the bridge like collapsed or something like that. So you gotta go another way. You go on that bridge, realize nothing wrong with the bridge, and then you go back, and then you decide that, oh, I'm gonna be curious, I'm gonna go back to that saying, bro, maybe it's just a black at me. Freaking no. I'm not even curious what's out there. I don't want to know what's out there.
I really wasn't scared at all. I turned off my engine.
You weren't scared at all?
As soon as I stepped out of the car, though, I got a bad feeling.
Why are you outside of your car?
Trying to see further down, but there wasn't much to see, really. I don't know what it was, but something about standing there and actually being out in the open discouraged me from walking in. Things went from 0 to 100 in about 2 seconds. As I was turning around and walking back to my car, I heard a scream ring out behind me. It was this awful scream, definitely a woman's, and it came from somewhere deep in the woods down the path. I can't tell you how fast I was out of there. Before I could even think, I was already speeding away. I don't think I've ever been so scared before, and that was about 2 weeks ago. I haven't been back to that spot since, but here's the thing. I can't stop thinking about it. Part of me knows I should just leave it alone, but I've been thinking about asking one of my friends to come out there with me. If I do, I'll record a video and send it, but for now, all I can really do is wonder about that scream and those people.
Gang. I don't know if it's just me, bro, but I would say call the police, but why we call the police though? Because you don't really know what's going on. For real. They gonna probably get mad at you because you call the police for no reason, but at the same time, what if they were getting somebody or just got somebody and you didn't call the police? And now you cooked. Well, that person out there could, because you ain't calling the police. Which it would probably be my fault too, because me personally, I wouldn't have went back out there, period. I don't know how I went back out there being curious about what the freak was on that dirt pile. Freak no, I'm not. Freak all that. But people, that's what I be saying, people be too curious with me, bro. Like, no.
This happened a few winters ago when I was working overnight security for a
You're not about to get me.
warehouse complex. I was 26 and had been doing the job for 8 months. The shift ran from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m., and I was always the only employee on the site. There was a supervisor I could call if something went wrong, but for the most part, it was just me and the cameras. The complex was in an industrial area on the edge of a small city that didn't have much nightlife. Most nights followed the same routine: clock in, do a walkthrough of the exterior, then settle into the security office to monitor the cameras. And every hour, another patrol. The warehouse stored mostly industrial equipment and bulk supplies, nothing particularly valuable. The night everything went sideways started pretty normally. It was cold enough for there to be snow falling, but nothing too heavy. I did my first patrol, everything was secure, and I went back to the office. Around 1:30 a.m., I got a motion alert on one of the loading dock cameras. This wasn't unusual. The system was sensitive.
Bro, I know I keep pausing, but I gotta say this. But I stay in North Carolina, bro. These people claim that it's supposed to be snowing and dang on North Carolina. And every time I check the weather, bro, they keep. Well, I can't even check my phone. I use my phone as I can, but they keep postponing the time of the snow. They say it's supposed to snow. I think at first they said it's supposed to snow at 9. Then they switched it to 10 o'clock. And now they saying, then they said 12. And now they're talking about it's supposed to start snow at 4 a.m. Bro, as y'all know, if you stay in North Carolina, bro, these people will be lying. Cause there's no freaking way. Every single time they say it's gonna snow or there's gonna be a lot of ice and stuff like that, it don't ever snow that bad. It be like little patches and you still see the grass. And y'all made like a whole big old winter storm coming.
And wind or animals could trigger it. I pulled up the feed and watched for a minute, but everything looked.
But I don't ever underestimate it because North Carolina weather is so weird, bro. One minute it be like, for example, 1 minute it be real hot outside, 1 minute it be real cold outside, bro. It's so unpredictable to the point like I can't just say something, oh, it's not gonna happen. Because there's a possibility it would, because that's how weird the weather be.
Just the empty dock and snow drifting past the floodlights. But the alerts kept coming. Every 10 or 15 minutes, the same camera would trigger. Each time I'd check the feed, and each time I'd see nothing.
I'd be scared from like.
To bother me was that the movement always seemed to happen just at the edge of the frame, like something was there but not quite in view. By 2:30, I had maybe 6 or 7 alerts from the same camera. No other cameras were triggering, just that one. At 3 a.m., I went outside to check it myself.
At 3 o'clock,
the snow had mostly stopped, and the complex was dead silent. I walked the full perimeter of the dock area with my flashlight. I didn't see anything unusual. All the bay doors were closed and locked, and there were no footprints in the snow except for mine. I went back inside. About 20 minutes later, I heard a loud, metallic scraping sound, like something heavy being dragged across concrete. It came from inside the warehouse, somewhere deep in the building. I checked the interior cameras, but all 6 feeds showed empty aisles. I was starting to freak out a little bit because I started feeling like I was being toyed with or watched somehow. But still, I explained the noise away by chalking it up to the wind or something. An hour later, though, I heard it again. It was louder this time. The dragging sound, followed by a sharp bang, like something had struck one of the interior doors. I cycled through the cameras again. Nothing on 1 through 5. When I got to camera 6, though, the feed was black. Maybe 3 seconds of static, and then it came back. But something was different. The angle had shifted, just a few degrees to the left, like someone had bumped the camera or adjusted its position. At that point, I had no choice. I grabbed my flashlight and radio. And
I give you that, bro. This is like Five Nights at Freddy's. What the freak is going on? This is like probably because you're in a room, but the camera's there. You watch the camera at the nighttime. It's like, dude, like Five Nights at Freddy's, you feel me? Cause bro, how long ago? I forgot when time to go in, but you say you You got to basically like survive the night until like 6 a.m. or something like that.
house.
I did his, but it was 7 a.m.
Probably 80,000 square feet of industrial shelving arranged in long aisles.
But I couldn't do that. Work at a big hotel warehouse, possibly, because we already know it was a bunch of weirdos. And then dang on what you basically there by yourself. Why you gotta be there? You can't at least have like 3 people on the dang on shift or something like dang on.
Full of forklifts. At night, the overhead lights were dimmed to save power, casting everything in this yellowish half light. I was maybe halfway down the main aisle when I heard footsteps coming from somewhere to my left. It definitely sounded like someone, a person walking maybe 2 or 3 aisles over. As soon as I stopped, the footsteps stopped too. I stood there trying to control my breathing.
But I would have turned on lights up to the full as bright as I could.
In complete silence, waiting for a sound that I wasn't even sure would come.
But I keep looking behind me.
Couldn't take it anymore. I had to break the silence. In a firm voice, I announced my presence as security and insisted that whoever was there make things easy and reveal themselves. But of course, there was no response. The rest of that patrol was utterly terrifying. I was bracing myself for a fight or some kind of confrontation, and the longer I surveyed without finding anyone, the worse that feeling got. But I ultimately finished my patrol without seeing another person, which was arguably worse because I knew with 100% certainty that there was someone in there. I didn't see or hear anything for the rest of my shift, but that didn't make me feel any better. I actually felt somewhat guilty. My job was laughably simple, and I was messing it up in real time. But by the time 7 rolled around, I wanted nothing more than to just get out of there. I reported everything to my supervisor when he showed up on site. Maintenance did a full inspection, but didn't find anything either. Even after everything was double and triple checked, no one was able to identify the method of entry, and I could tell people didn't believe my story. Still though, that night remains one of the freakiest things that has ever happened to me.
But I don't really thinking the dude could be not found somebody that son or whatever. But this dude probably already scared when that shit started. He was just hearing stuff. I ain't gonna lie. But if it was something in there, it could have either been like an animal or something. I don't know how, if an animal could have gotten there. I don't know what the warehouse was like. Probably could have been an animal or something. What if it was a squirrel? Cause squirrels, they know for doing some, keep a lot of doors. Like, bro, I remember back then, bro, we used to get, in our house, we used to get dang on squirrels in the freaking walls. I don't know how the freak they used to get in the walls, but they used to get in the freaking walls.
This memory still terrifies me, and outside of police and some close family, this is my first time fully revisiting it. A few years ago, I had gotten my first job at a 24-hour gym. At the time, I was.
And then one time, because we got a little storage area, I guess it's a crack. I don't know if it came through the storage area or where, but it might be a crack somewhere. But all I know is, well, one day, bro, I about to leave my room, and like my sister's room, like right across from where my room is. I swear to you, bro, I seen it was a literal bat flying around in that freaking room, bro. But I didn't run for my life. But I probably could have killed him all, but bro, I don't know what it is with me. It don't matter what it is. If it ain't a bird or a butterfly, bro, I be scared of that fly. Especially if it's like if it fly like an insect, because you know how bat wings they flap like fast. I don't know. It's just I don't know. Anything like that, bro, just give you the heebie-jeebies. That's why with bees, they don't give you heebie-jeebies a lot, but they do sometimes. Wasps, they get heebie-jeebies. Hornets, no cicadas. Cicada, I do not mess with freaking cicadas, bro. I don't understand everybody not as bad as a wasp stinging you, but bro, a cicada, bro. Why they so big? Why you have to make a bug that big? God. Why do you need a bug that big? What do cicadas even do anyway?
Between high school,
what was their purpose of existing?
So I worked a lot of night shifts. The gym was open 24/7 and accessed by key card only, meaning often there were only 1 or 2 employees working. People could just check in, use the equipment, and leave. The whole facility pretty much managed itself. All entries, exits, and usage of equipment was processed digitally, so all I had to really do was sit in the office and keep an eye on the cameras. I would occasionally get up and walk around, do some light cleaning, and even talk to some of the guests. This was in a pretty bad part of town, but for the most part, everyone was nice and friendly, and it was one of those gyms where everyone kind of knows each other considering how few people really come in. This one night in particular, I was working from 8 p.m. until 6 a.m., which is generally a very long, boring shift, but everything that happened that night keeps me up at night to this day. It was around 2 a.m. when I had already done multiple rounds around the building and finished all routine paperwork. I was exhausted, so I just figured I'd sit down for a bit and monitor the cameras. Everything was normal at first. Not many people come in to work out in the middle of the night, but there were a couple regulars who came and went. I had worked here for a few months now, so almost everyone I recognized, except one man. I first noticed him when I saw him using a treadmill in the far corner.
But I need to get a gym my own
This
self.
wouldn't catch my attention, as we have new guests from time to time. However, what really caught me off guard was how fast this man was running. I pulled up his treadmill number in the system, where I'm able to live monitor all equipment activity. He was running 9 miles per hour, which was impressive already, but what really shocked me was the fact that he never stopped. 10 minutes went by, then 15. He never slowed or stopped. I looked closer at the camera, and although I can't quite describe it in detail, this man was nothing short of unsettling. He was wearing ragged clothes, he had long, messy hair, and his face never moved once. He was just staring straight forward. Then I noticed his feet. He was barefoot. He had been running 9 miles per hour for 15 minutes barefoot, just staring into the distance. At this point in time, I was very weirded out, especially since he was now the only person in the building besides myself. I pulled myself together and realized that we do have a policy requiring.
Well, my thing is, I ain't gonna lie, seeing somebody run there with a thing, especially with the treadmill sign already up, and then it's like the dude said dude run 9 miles per hour, and he running for that long for 15 minutes, then they got superhuman. I'm not gonna want to box that or fight that on
an
that.
excuse to go talk to him. Although his appearance really freaked me out, I got up the courage to leave the office and head out to talk to him. The machine he was on was located almost directly outside the employee hallway, and as soon as I turned that corner, my heart stopped. The treadmill was covered in blood. His feet were tearing apart as he ran. My heart dropped. Blood not only dripping, but splattering from his feet and ankles for every step he took. His face was still stone cold, staring straight ahead. His mouth was wide open as he ran. He looked like he was on every drug on the planet. At this point, I was terrified. He looked crazy enough to the point that my gut was telling me he was dangerous. However, I still mustered up the courage to yell at him to stop. I can't even remember exactly what I said, but I did have to raise my voice a bit so he would hear me over the thudding of his feet as he sprinted. He didn't say a word, or even turn his head for that matter. He just continued to sprint and stare forward with his mouth open. I yelled again, something along the lines of, "Hello, what are you doing?" He then muttered the words, "Are you there?" in the coldest, raspiest voice I've ever heard. He wasn't out of breath or even panting as he spoke. I told him to stop a few more times, and he repeatedly just said, "Are you there?" The pool of blood at the end of the conveyor was growing, and at this point,
Nah, bro, I think that dude off that, them jiggers, bro, I ain't gonna lie. That dude off that stuff. That's all that I did think of. But what type of drug will even have you act like that, though? I know some people talk this drug K2. What does K2 even do? I be hearing a lot of people talk about K2. It's like a drug in jail or something. Or have people tweaking out. Every time I see a video of a dude in jail tweaking out, people always be like, "Oh, he off that K2." I need to look that up. I'm probably gonna look it up once the video go off. What the freak even is K2? And what the freak do it do to
I
you?
called the cops. I went back to the office, picked up my phone, but before I called, I glanced at the monitors again. He was staring directly at the camera, sprinting, bleeding, mouth open, staring at the camera. I turned away and then heard him screaming from outside the door. He wasn't even screaming words, just screaming at the top of his lungs as he stared at me through the camera. Suddenly, he hopped off the treadmill. He didn't even turn it off, and he sprinted out of view of the camera. I immediately started clicking through the feed searching for him, but he was out of view of every camera we had in the building. I had checked every camera except one, the employee hallway. Sure enough, there he was, about 6 feet from the office door, just standing there. I don't even know how he had gotten into this hallway without a key card, but I didn't hesitate to quickly lock the door.
Bro.
Almost 5 seconds after I locked it, the doorknob rattled. Now I was calling the cops. He started screaming again and shaking the door as I explained to dispatch what was happening. They told me police were 5 minutes out, as I just waited in the corner of the office while this man was trying to get
way freaking long.
It was terrifying. It was so deep it barely sounded human, and he kept it up for an unbelievably long time. This went on for about 3 minutes. I thought if he got in here I was gonna die, and I felt absolutely helpless. Suddenly though, the screaming stopped and the door didn't move. I checked the cameras again and he was gone. I couldn't see him anywhere. Eventually, the police arrived and I made them search the entire place before I would even leave the office. They told me he was nowhere to be found. I answered their questions and drove home. I quit the next day and have not entered that gym since. I have no idea what that man wanted or what kind of crazy he was. I still wonder what would have happened if I didn't lock that door.
Bro. That dude was a real life zombie. From freaking daggone, what's it called? World War Z, daggone I Am Legend. Because for one, the dude hair already short. The dude got no shirt on, his pants tore all the pieces. This nigga just running, tearing the freaking meat off his daggone feet until they're bleeding to death. Then the dude just sitting there staring and freaking open, his mouth wide open. Look at the camera screaming. Then he walks to the hallway, then he calls the dude door and starts screaming. Bro, if this is a true story, I have to look it up, bro. I have to. What is that? Bro. But I ain't gonna lie, I use a ChatGPT to find stuff like this because I ain't gonna lie, when I use ChatGPT, I'm just gonna stay locked out. I gotta see if they can find anything. Man, I probably ain't gonna be able to find it. What do K2 do? The systemic drugs is very bad, causing severe health issues, while the drama is generally considered good for its action and plot, but has mixed reviews on romance and handler or certain things. Many recommend it. Is a well, K2 or spice refers to dangerous lab-made synthetic cannabinoids, unpredictable and harmful effects, making them fundamentally different substances. Despite both offending the endocannabinoid system, confusing them is dangerous because that's an agent and milder and derived from cannabis. Whereas K2 involves entirely synthetic chemical not found in nature often. Let's see. Nah, they probably want that, bro. They do all something act like that. Let me go into the comments of that video actually. Bro, I always say that story too. I'm someone who can't know someone in need for season not before screaming and chicken wood. Bro, if you gonna at least be alright, you gotta at least report it that you heard somebody screaming at least. Story one, guy. Make sure to update us. If you don't, I assume Whopper Man got you. Bro, that's what I'm saying. Cause that's what I said. You tell me you don't get no update or nothing. It ain't like that. I didn't even have 2,000. I still don't. Man, I never related to a story so much. The same guy not calling the cops after he avoided the trap, and then got not calling them again after the screen, and then wanted to go back. I was hurt myself. Like, bro, my thing is, why would you want to go back knowing they were lying? Oh, I know they're lying, but I'm gonna just go back out here anyway. No more of the story for story one, free ain't free. Everybody saw about story one and two. 10K in 2 days. Okay, I broke this on a bank or something. That ended was stressful. Wait, everybody's talking about story one to story two. But the last story is freaking weird. And the last I would have been like myself in the oven as soon as I saw that blood. I went in there to talk to him. But you know this dude was out of his mind or on that off that stuff or something ain't right. If that dude was running, blood on his feet, and he really don't feel nothing, and then he's screaming like a zombie. Yeah, they called the cop right away. He should have never gone up and yelled at him. I thought him going out there yelling at him would make him leave. If he would have called the cops before, he probably was still in there doing that, and the cops would have got him. The guy in story two should have called the cops the minute he knew that bridge was good. Those people could have been on a murder spree, most likely. Therefore, there's an arson unit where you drove down that path, someone later heard you scream, but said help and they just went home and sent the story, to a YouTube channel. Working in a warehouse at night while listening to a scary story about a warehouse at night. And some person had the weird people always just having the advantage without traders just as the authorities show up. For real, bro. That's what I'm saying about the way he's not even out of breath, keeps running, even though his feet are tearing apart. What kind of drug does he? I was saying the same thing. What the freaking kind of drug is this dude on? Perhaps I can't. Combination of a few drugs. That story made me laugh. Yeah, maybe he was training to kill someone or something. I said there was a reason why I decided that I wouldn't work at the night shifts. I used to work at Chick-fil-A for almost 2 years and it was great. But once night came, I always told myself, okay, remember Mr. Nightmare and leave as soon as my time goes off. And I was out of there. So G, that last story is hard. He definitely sounded like he was on something. He was going to hurt you. Thank goodness they were okay. Someone said work almost nothing but night shift at a mall, and there'll be people ringing from high off my ass and entire stand after closing to straight up playing old creepy. But I remember when I used to work night shifts at Dollar General a year or so back. There would be a man ringing from our early 20s to middle age, and all would ask if I was alone. This happened at least 5 times too many the year I worked there. Don't get me wrong, there were weird women too, but there is legit no reason to ever ask that question. Bro. This is it right here. This is it right here. I would much rather, bro, when I tell you, listen to this dude tell these stories, and I'm literally tearing up right now talking about it. When I tell you listen to these stories, it had me turning my back so many times. Bro, there is something about with me when it comes to people telling scary stories, especially the true horror stories, the ones that don't got nothing to do with ghost stories or none of that, when as like the real people, bro, they do something to me, bro. Those are me freaking terrifying. I'm still looking back here right now. That's how scared this dude got me. Yeah, this is it right here, bro. We might gonna still react to films, but bro, this is on another level, bro. I see why Mr. Nightmare got 7 million views. The way this dude tells stories, bro, it made the story 10 times more scary. But in my opinion, which one would I say the scariest to me? The top scariest one to me, bro, the P100, I can't really say which one was scary because all of them was scary. I thought the one that was probably, I can't even say the first one, because the first one was scary. Because why the freak is this random dude that I don't know who that is, and then they know where I stay at, and then leaving notes in my house. But every like one of these just was scary. I ain't gonna lie. But one I would say that was scary, cause all of them was scary, but one I would say was scary the most. And probably the warehouse one, bro. I ain't gonna lie. You hearing noise, you hear some dragging noise, like you legit, like you're not even tripping, like you legit hear these noises, like you're not tripping. You know for a fact you hear these noises, and then you go out there and you're walking in the dang on in the warehouse looking for this dude or whoever's in there, and you literally hear that footsteps next to you walking past, and you start hearing it. You literally see a camera, bro. And that's the thing, you gotta realize that you at a warehouse. And on top of you being at that warehouse, you are there by yourself. There's nobody else there. It's just you. Freaking nobody. I can't do it. Like, bro, why would I don't know if I misheard him, but his literally sounded like this dude said he was there by himself. Where the freak is the other people? Why he the only one there? So the last was one of the first stories in a while that actually happened. Bro, seeing somebody like that, just screaming and running on a treadmill like at 9 miles an hour, just ripping the skin off their feet. Then you proceed to look at the camera again. They're literally standing dead into the camera and screaming. And then on top of that, you go and you lock and you. But I could imagine the way his heart was racing when he realized that door was locked. He got out and locked that door. That dude comes to the door and shaking the door now and screaming at the door. Bro, last story, bro. It was the last. It had to be in the last story, and the dang on what's it called? The warehouse one. The only one I know, bro. The only part I really find scary about the Uber driver one is the fact that the dude. See, like, bro, I don't know why, but seeing like people standing around in the dark just freaked me out, bro. I don't know what it is. Like, it don't matter if you're a nice person or not. Just seeing two people, you drive down the road, you just see two people standing on the side of the road or in the middle of the road and it's dark outside. Freaking out. Bro, I was really scared one time because me and my girlfriend, I think I would pick her up for work. No, we were leaving from Rocky Mount actually, and we were coming back home. And this dude, like, we were returning in to where she stayed at. This dude was just standing on the side of the road with a hood over his head. Like, bro, it's really like his arms are up like this, and he had a hood like over his head or something. It wasn't like he was putting on a jacket. I would have known different. This dude was just standing there and just turning around like this on the side of the road, and he had all black. But when I tell you, I was terrified. I ain't drive so fast in that house ever in my life. Like, but it be stuff that don't like probably be nothing, but it just be scary. Just should be on the fact like, what the freak did I just see? Because at first I was brushing off on nothing, but then there's the thing about I'm like, bro, this to really think about it, what the freak was this? Cause bro, when I looked at it, dude, you can't even see his face. Like his face is like where his face is, cause he had a hood on his head. Where his face is pitch black. Like you can't even see the dude's face. Bro, I was terrified. But yeah, Mr. Nightmare, you got a new follower. I didn't know you were moving like these. I did not know Mr. Nightmare moving like these, but these are scary. And my fault, I was talking too much and pausing too much, bro. At the end of the day, it's a reaction video. Don't watch a reaction video if you're not gonna want me to react. If you want to just watch a video or just listen to the full-on story without me commentating, then you could just go to Mr. Nightmare itself and watch the video. You feel me? I'm gonna speak my opinion when something stupid happen or something crazy happen. But the only thing that I would say was scary about the Ford, well, not the Ford, but that power one. Well, I wouldn't say anything scary, but what made it scary was the fact that you went back out there but in reality, if with anybody else, especially me, I would not go back out there after the fact. Why would I go right back out there after just realizing that bridge, won't nothing wrong with that bridge, and then bring my black tail back out there and freaking go and try to investigate? Freaking no. And at least if you're gonna go out there and investigate, they call the police. Like you heard you say I heard screaming. Why would you not call the police? If you knew for a fact you heard screaming, why would you not call the police? Well, anyway, without further ado, make sure y'all like, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications so y'all always know when I post new videos. Like I said, bro, I react to this job because I work night shifts a lot. I work night shifts more than I would ever work morning shifts like that. That's why I thought it was a good video I react to and I can't relate to. But me personally, working night shift, I never had no weird habit to be working night shift. Everything. Yeah. The only I ever had no weird having to be working night shift ever. And I've been working night shift for years. I ain't never had no weird having to be working a night shift. Anyways, bro, y'all will see me react to other horror stories because, bro, when I tell you these more scary than actually looking at them freaking horror films, bro, this y'all have me on edge listening to this dude tell these stories for longest. And the fact these stories are actually terrifying too. And then the thing is, when they get worse, you don't have no closure at the end of these stories. Because some of these judges, you just don't get no closure because they legitimately couldn't find a person at all. Like the Treadman one, the first one, they couldn't find a dude that was over here stalking this dude, and they couldn't find a dude after he left out of there. Like you clearly know what the dude looked like, but he got away. The police ain't gonna know. And then, but literally none of these, I don't think any of these stories had closure to it. Any of these stories had closure to it. I feel like the other one could have had a powerful one, but the girl, I ain't gonna say, was it a girl or was it a dude? I don't know. But they just decided that, oh, I'm just not gonna freaking what you call look for or call the police for the people that person that was screaming. Probably could have got closer with it, but yeah, call the police and now we don't know for real. But I didn't see this. I'm scared to even look at the lockdown one. God, Demon's a Nightmare. He got a lockdown like horror story. I think that was the main one people react to. I might react to it, bro. But this dude, the way he say his Johns, bro, I be on edge listening to this dude, bro. I don't think even with daytime make a difference. The 911 calls, bro, that one probably real good right there. Members only. What does that mean by members only? So only members can watch these videos. Yeah, the ones that got members on, only members can watch those. That this dude, who this man look like Mr. Nightmare fella? Oh, you gotta be a member or whatever. Right? You ain't no member, you ain't watching them. At least all of them like that, but the ones like these, you just gotta be a member. I wonder what's the reasoning behind it though. Like why you gotta be a member to watch these ones. I have no idea. But I'm doing a lot of talking. Let's go ahead and get out of here, bro.